Jonathon Brooks is the top-ranked running back on Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks's big boards. Also, Dr. Dan Cooper projects he should be cleared by training camp. Scott, is this something we need to keep in mind? Is Jonathon Brooks going up your draft boards? Is it just off-season hype, some bullshit that we got to kind of wade through?
I mean, it's somewhat typical February available, news that's available to us. I'm not through all my prospect analysis. I've been just kind of taking my time with it. I don't like to do expend too much mental effort this early, just because a lot of things are going to change. We got the combine, then obviously the draft. But I mean, all said and done right now, Brooks is it's been kind of widely said that this isn't the strongest running back class. There's some depth, but not a lot of just high-end elite talent. I do have Brooks at the top, and I mean, I think the only thing keeping him from most people's top, or at least top 2 or 3, is the injury.
Yes.
So I mean, like we get injury news months and months away from when a player is supposedly going to be ready or cleared. We get that all the time. So it has to be taken with a little bit of a grain of salt. But again, this is the available news, and if he's cleared by training camp, that's really good news. Because more so for wide receivers, but running backs too. Like, I mean, starting off your rookie season in the NFL injured really puts you in a bad spot, kind of behind the 8 ball. So if he can get some of that training camp experience fully healthy, then I think he'll, depending on landing spot, all that stuff, I think he'll make an impact this year.
So a little bear in mind there for Scott, I think, here as Jonathon Brooks. And let's be honest, Eric, Jonathon Brooks, pretty talented running back. We saw him score 6 touchdowns in a year where Roschon Johnson and Bijan were still on the squad. Gets the full role this last year, is great. And let's be honest, Daniel Jeremiah also plugged in as fuck. Like this guy moved the sticks, usually knows what he's talking about. So if the betting market was out there right now, Eric, is Brooks the clear favorite to you to go running back 1 in this class?
I don't think so. Like there's 2 pieces of news here, right? Like there's the fact that guys that are in the know, like Daniel Jeremiah, have Brooks atop their board. But the bigger piece of news is kind of like Scott said, right? Like the reporting that we're likely to see Brooks be ready for training camp. That's really the needle mover, right? And to your question about like the betting market specifically, Brooks is kind of 1, 2, or 3 on most people's big boards, right? So like he's up there, but in reality, there's like this amalgam of like, I don't know, 6 or 7 guys that, if they show out in the combine, if they explode in their pro day, if someone just falls in love with them during the interview process, you can make a pretty solid argument that you could see them going off the board first overall. So I would probably look towards the field as opposed to Brooks for in that particular proposition. But I mean, it's definitely a promising sign that there's enough confidence to report on the fact that he should be cleared by camp, because missing those early days as a rookie, it extends out that learning curve further and further into the season.
Kind of reminds me of the 2020 NFL draft class. We had guys like JT, DeAndre Swift in that class, J.K. Dobbins, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire kind of popped out of nowhere just because apparently Patrick Mahomes liked him and he was the first-round pick. So we could see a situation like that take place here in 2024. Disbanded Brotherhood in the chat. What's up, man? Thanks so much for joining us. Saying the true lottery pick in best balls right now, Jonathon Brooks. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. That he is definitely a lottery ticket. Going a little early for my taste compared to some of the other rookie running backs.